Hello and welcome to this Earthside Report on the 12th of August 2026. The total solar eclipse and the beginning of the shifting of the background frequency. Now, first of all, we want to look at the beings that have arrived today, that have come into this world, that have graced us with their presence. They've come in with a unique design, one of which I'm going to unfold for you here. The beings that have arrived Earthside today are manifesting generators. They have emotional authority. They are 1-3 in their profile, so that's the investigating martyr, or in human geometry, we call it the foundational experimenter. So it's foundational for them to experiment. These beings are going to be deeply trial and error. They carry the right angle cross of explanation. Okay, so I'll unfold that for you. So they're here to investigate, experiment, discover, and explain. They have a powerful expression because of the channel of structuring that they carry. This is the 4323, and that's the translating of individual knowing into language. Okay, so this is unique expression through the voice. They also carry the channel of logic, the 63-4, which is, this is around doubt, this is questions, this is formulization, this is the energy that is with us today as well. This is in their psychology side of things, their personality part of their design. And so we are collectively experiencing the energy that these beings are bringing in with them. Interesting, right? We are literally getting a taste of these beings collectively. This is what I love about human design. And, astrology leans into that same sort of thing, but this is not astrology. We're going into sort of deeper nuances as to what's going on. So we have a solar eclipse, we're going to cover that. But we're going to look at it differently from astrology. We're looking at it through the lens of human design and human geometry. So back to these beings that have just arrived on this planet. I hope you do have a coffee or your favorite poison. So they're going to bring the questions. They're going to look into the doubts and formalize new forms. Try them out because they're trial and error. It is foundational for them to be so. They carry the channel of community, the 3740. This is bargains, agreements, and support and belonging, all of that. It's also understanding one's place in the total. Okay, so these beings will kind of know their place. If we look at the chart here, you can see that they don't have the defined G center or the defined spleen. And so they're not here to ask the question, who am I? Have themselves concerned in what is healthy for them or not. I mean, they will need to grow wise in that area. And they will grow wise. They'll begin to, wisdom is just coming to know, right? And then it's embodied and able to be lived. These beings are beings that are going to mature over time, especially with money and resources, because they carry the channel of money, okay, and the channel of maturation. So the channel of maturation, as they go into cycles, these are manifesting generators, so it's very, very interesting. They'll go into something and they'll live out the full cycle of that experience. Now, through living out the full cycle of that experience, also they have the channel of recognition. So they're here to go into those things that are really desirous for them to go into. They recognize what brings them alive and helps them get in touch with their desires. This is also part of the energy that we are dealing with collectively at the moment. Okay? So they mature through the cycle. They go into something, they'll start kind of uncovering some of the foundations through their trial and error. And they discover who they are by doing this, by the way. They're not here to know who they are or be fixated on that, or be fixated on the direction in their life. Open G center. They're not here to be fixated on the direction in their life. They are here to discover their direction by maturing through the maturing through the understanding of resources and what's needed. It's about, having good control over one's material resources, and understanding the wisdom behind correct distribution. That's what these beings will carry in their imprint. Okay, so really, really amazing humans coming Earthside today. Happy Earthside to you, boys and girls. Now the eclipse, okay, we have the eclipse, and because we're looking from the human design angle here with the eclipse, we also look at it in conjunction with the Earth, okay, because it's from the Earth that we see the eclipse. We're looking at the, astrology is always looking at the moon and the sun, but we don't talk about the Earth. And this is what is unique to human design and human geometry, is we are coming into an understanding of the Earth and the sun as a binary process. We each also as humans are a binary process. You have an Earth suit, okay? Your Earth suit is a body, and therefore it has its own design. It has its own intelligence, which is connected to the Earth itself, to Papatūānuku, as we say here in New Zealand, in our native language. Now, the eclipse is all about the sun and the moon, so we can look at the moon as well. I haven't really brought the moon into it because, you see, this is really the experience that we go through. Yes, the moon drives it, but it's about what it does to us in our binary process. Now, if we look at the gate 4, which is where the sun is at the moment, and like I said, these beings that have come into the world, here's their chart. When you look at the white gates that are activated here, when you look at the white gates, those hanging sort of lines, the white ones are what we are being impressed upon collectively right now. And we are in that final year of the cross of planning. This eclipse is the final eclipse before the background frequency shifts and changes. So I see this as an opportunity for anyone that is hearing this transmission to drop in deeply, become deeply aware of that which is a consistency in your life that maybe and quite potentially has never been expressed before, or maybe it has been expressed but never received in the outer world. You see, what I feel is happening is a great uncloaking, an uncloaking and a dropping of the mask, that we begin to accept the other as a perspective that we can appreciate through the receiving of what they bring and the transmission of what we bring through correct interaction. Now, it's going to be a very different way of living, a completely different way of living, because we do not live like that now. The cross of planning has required for us to strategize, to plan, to build a bureaucracy, infrastructure, because that's the plan. You know, we're here, and why would we do that? Well, it's for humanity's sake. So let's bring that into context of now. That for humanity's sake, it is best that we now move into one's sovereign, true self and live one's design. I feel that this eclipse is truly the chance, the opportunity to begin to understand one's human design. I have created human geometry to make that more palatable for the everyday human being that lives on this material plane. This is deeply, deeply practical knowledge that it's just that. It's nothing until you live it and embody it and discover that it is simply a blueprint. But when you have a blueprint, it is simply a map. But when you have a map, you have a way. And the future, the background frequency that we're moving into, and this solar eclipse is preparing us for, is to begin to drop the mask. Begin to drop the mask. The revolution that is taking place is not a revolution of force or going out and trying to tip over the tables. This is not what's taking place here. The revolution is a revealing. It is truly a revelation than a revolution that is taking place. What is happening before our very eyes is a revelation. This is what we are waking up to. This is what we are becoming aware of. This is what we are being asked to embody in this life, here and now, not tomorrow, not yesterday. And as a sovereign individual, only that will work. This background frequency that we're moving into, this eclipse that we are experiencing today, is asking us to drop the mask. Drop the mask. Let go of the cloak. Can you be okay with standing naked with what you have and what is there? The 49, Pluto in gate 49 is bringing that contraction. Less is more. Right now. This is the burning of the chaff. The burning off of the chaff is to prepare the land again. This is going, it's interesting because it's not that we're going back to fundamentals. We are not. We are not going back to fundamentals. Through everything we've been through as a humanity and through our evolution, we've come to really truly discover that there's a depth that has been hidden from us, that all that needed to be done was a cause to have us doubt ourselves, to forget what was always there. We're moving into that time right now, today, when the lights go out, when the solar eclipse displays itself in front of this earth. That which has always been shining will be hidden. And in that darkness, our senses become more acute, deeper, deeper. When we go into the depth of our being, and no one's done that yet. No one has done that yet. Not in the way that it's going to be required for the age we're moving into now. I see the solar eclipse as marking the 6-month placement. And not only that, the way the planets are placed right now. I mean, I'm not going to get into that. That's for an astrologer to go into. This is human design, human geometry. You'll see that they can correspond. They can work together, absolutely. I'm bringing another perspective, another angle. And this is important. That we can see and receive. This is what it's all about. We have the knowledge. We have it all there. We don't need to learn more. We don't need to know more. We're all over it. We're over it. Ra said this was going to happen. He said interest. We will just lose interest. No one's going to want to know anymore. No one's going to want to know. I mean, there's too much to know. We're getting into knowledge overwhelm. Perfect. Because the natural progression from knowledge overwhelm is embodiment. And that's the age that we're moving into now. And that's why I'm talking about the dropping of the mask, the releasing of the cloak, standing naked as you are, living as the being you arrived to be, expressing yourself from your core essence is truly the cosmos shining upon itself. This mutation that's taking place in the solar plexus crystallizes in February. And because we've got that channel of recognition, we have the Pluto is bringing the decrease. It's saying, what is it? What is it that's essential? What is it that's necessary? This is the revolution that is actually a revelation. The solar eclipse is about revelation. Now, it's not going to happen overnight. The solar eclipse will happen and everyone will go, well, see, nothing happened. No, look, when the cosmos moves, it takes us such a long time to see how that plays out in the movie, on the material plane. Okay, we've got to experience that, and this is a season. This, I feel, this solar eclipse takes us through to that mutation, that crystallization, the mutation. So these 6 months, I'm saying now, this is my perspective, is all about truly being the being you are underneath it all. Who are you underneath it all? And for you that have an open G center, like these manifesting generators that have come into the world today, and their open spleen, right? They're not here to, be fixated on knowing who they are. They discover who they are. So open G center beings, discover. You'll discover by dropping the mask. You'll discover by releasing the cloak. We're all kings. We're all queens. And the emperor is wearing no clothes. None of us. But here, we clothe ourselves. We get that, right? It keeps things civilized. But it is civilization at the end of an era that experiences a transition and an interregnum that is always going to be very, very messy. This is the childbirth time. Two things are taking place. The cross of planning will be gone. And we could say that cross of planning is like, compared to the cross of the sleeping phoenix that we're moving into, we could look at it like childbirth. Like the cross of planning is a woman about to give birth. It's going to be embodied. All that is worthwhile, all that is worth holding on to, all that is valuable over the last 400 years that we have evolved into, created and established in this incarnation, all that is valuable and necessary and worthwhile is going to be born into an age that will embody what has been delivered. So what we're going to be doing, what we're moving into now, is really, the question is, what is your plan? What was always your plan? For us that are moving from one background frequency into the next, we've got to carry that plan into an embodiment. Not continuing to plan, but living it. This is why I say the mask must be dropped. The cloak must be cast away. One must stand naked before all creation in your design, in your geometry. Well, that's your transit report for today. And happy Earthside, boys and girls. Those manifesting generators with the 1-3 profile and the right angle cross of explanation. They're here. You are here, young beings. You ever see this video, years down, you're here to really, truly experience this life. And when you've gone through your experience, then to explain to people that experience you had. That's what you're here to do. That is your contribution to humanity. And we each have a contribution to humanity. Well, I hope you enjoyed that transmission. As always, don't be a dick. Let there be light. And until next time, bye for now.